Alright, quick update for Bitcoin. Looks like we're going to be doing this video on the macro timeframes. Considering what's going on in the shorter term timeframes, we've invalidated everything now. So we're going to have to coming over to this chart and seeing if we can hold the 29,000 level. Now, I've been talking about this since we did break down from 34,000. Our price target was this 15% move down to 29,000. It seems like we came and hit the nail on the head perfectly with that one. We've got tons and tons of selling volume coming into this week. This is quite worrying. If we come over to the daily time frame, you can see, I mean, you would have hoped that the momentum would have started to subside as we broke down from this level. And what's even more worrying is we've got a red green red formation with a very, very strong amount of bearish volume that we have not seen since this huge capitulation wick. So it might not be over. I'm really waiting to see a wick like this where we've got a huge candle buyback. But until we do see something like that, then honestly I can't get exceptionally bullish for the markets now. Does this mean that I'm not buying Bitcoin? That's the complete opposite, because what I've been saying for the past couple of videos is my money is where my mouth is. While we're trading between these two lines here, between 34,000 and 29,000, I'm going to be using this opportunity to pick up as much Bitcoin as I possibly can. And that being said, I did just record a video. I think it was Shiba that I recorded a video for, and I said that we hadn't quite hit my my buy order, but we have finally fully filled my buy order. Previously it only got half filled on the wick because we came down to like 29, wicked up straight away. But now we did come down below 28,900, so we have filled my order, which is great. I do love buying Bitcoin at these cheap price targets, but there's a few things we need to microdose, so let's jump right into it. First of all, you can see inflation increases by 8.3%. This is, I mean, this is in the month. This is very crazy. So you can see consumer prices jumped 8.3% last month from 12 months earlier. That is really not a good sign. I mean, it just means the cost of living is going to get higher and higher and higher. And as the Fed is raising the interest rates, it just means there's going to be less and less money to continue buying up these dips in the market. If we do head over to the stock market, there's a few other things that I want to talk about before we do jump into some of the macro charts. Yeah, let's do the short term first. You can see, like I said earlier on my Twitter, I actually posted this yesterday. By the way, if you do want to follow my Twitter, it's over here at 618_cowboy. I said this almost 24 hours ago. I said I love being a moon boy when it's bullish, but looking at things objectively, the DXY is super bullish, the stock market super bearish, and altcoin holders are going to get slaughtered. And that's exactly what we did today. You can see altcoin, well, Bitcoin is down 6%, but you've got Solana down 32, Crypto.com down 15, ETH down 10, Smooth Rock Potion down 40%, ADA down almost 18%, Link down 18, ICP down 30, you've got Shiba down 27, XRP down 20%. All of these altcoins are doing very poorly while the dollar breaks out into price discovery. This is a terrifying signal, because, you know, the dollar taking out this high, you know, this is not the all-time high. We would have to come over to like the monthly time frame and zoom out like years and years ago. I mean, when was the dollar all-time high? I wasn't even born, but yeah, 85, and then before that we had a local high coming in at 2001, so I was really young in this period of time. And then coming into what we've got now, it looks like we're making that new local high that we've been talking about. So like I said, you know, if you want to follow my my Twitter at 618_cowboy, but we've been saying dollar looks extremely bullish, and it's done nothing but becoming exceptionally more bullish as the day goes on. Let's talk about a few stocks. The Coinbase earnings report came in. Coinbase is down like 26%. Its earnings reports were way down. Really not good news for the markets. I talked about previously how this correlates with Bitcoin in a video I did earlier, but the last time we had a negative earnings report like this was the 9th of November, and the Bitcoin all-time high was in the 10th of November. not a good signal. This cascaded the market at the time. You can see tech stocks, let's jump into it. Facebook down 5%, Tesla down 8%, Google pretty much break even, SPY breaking down, making new lows, the Nasdaq tech stocks are breaking down, making new lows, the SPX is breaking down, making new lows, Airbnb, Doji candle slash dead cat bounce today. Apple is down 5% on the day. That is insane. Netflix is down another 6%. It was already down 75%. Microsoft down 3%. So all of the markets are getting chopped up right now. It is not a good time, and this is why I tweeted, you know, the altcoin holders are going to get slaughtered. I really only think the smart thing to do at this moment in time is to use this opportunity to buy cheap Bitcoin. Altcoins can get absolutely decimated from this level, so it's really not looking good. Hopping over to this chart as well, if we hop over to the weekly time frame, I mean, we're so bearish that if we don't pump above 34,000, I believe this will be our 7th red weekly candle. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the first time we've ever done something like this, and you can see bearish momentum is really stepping up. Ethereum is absolutely cascading as well. I mean, it seems like Ethereum could have a lot more to drop. I'm on a logarithmic growth curve, so you probably can't see that it has already dropped exponentially, but you know, we're coming back down to these lows at 1,700. This Bitcoin super chart, or what were we calling it before? The Bitcoin mega trend line, super trend line, something like that. But you can see the super trend line is we've temporarily just wicked below it, and this is something that we've not really seen this before. I don't think. Whenever we've hopped above this, we came back for the retest, came back for the retest, we broke above here, came back for the retest. We've never seen anything like this before, so we are in unprecedented times right now. The inflation is going through the roof, the interest rates are going through the roof. Bitcoin is breaking down from its logarithmic growth curve scales, which is something we've only seen once before in a black swan event, which I do feel like we are very much copying at this moment in time. If the logarithmic growth curves want to load, you can see we've only done this once before, and this was in the pandemic fear of March 2020. We completely capitulated below your Bitcoin logarithmic growth curves. Prior to that, every bear market bottom was perfectly placed on the logarithmic growth curves, and now we're doing something very similar where we are capitulating. So could we be setting up for one quick capitulation before we do reverse? It is very likely. However, I would just like to highlight this is where things get kind of sticky, because you know, if we get a horizontal ray, you can see this was the previous all-time high, 19,700. Other than that, we really don't have or you know, we don't have support if we do break down from 29,000 until there, because you can see we had a super long bear market, as we normally do, and then as you rocket ship above the previous all-time high, we've got 1, 2, 3 weeks worth of data traded before we dumped. So you know, to put this in perspective, this cycle that we've been in for 71 weeks or 497 days. We've been in this, you know, huge run up. This says yeah, 21 days worth of data traded compared to 497. It could get very ugly if we do break below 29,000, and I'm not necessarily convinced we will be capitulating much further below 29. I almost feel like we could have a quick capitulation wick, something like this, but you know, nonetheless, I've been saying this, my trading plan is to just buy Bitcoin, because I've been saying Bitcoin is king. I retweeted Ben Cohen, shout out Ben Cohen, a great YouTuber, saying don't marry altcoins, and like I said, altcoins are going to get slaughtered against Bitcoin, and that is what we're seeing in the markets today, all the altcoins are completely bleeding out against Bitcoin. Every single BTC pair is pretty much up today, meaning that Bitcoin is outperforming all of the altcoins. Let's check out the Bitcoin shorts before we do wrap up the video. The Bitcoin shorts are reaching this momentum stage where we normally hop above the top of this pink box, and once you do, you can see we have these huge events where the bulls get absolutely euphoric. Hopefully we don't see something like that, but you know, looking at things objectively, it could be worse. We could definitely take out the top of this. If we did, I'd be very worried that we would have a quick capitulation event before we do drop. So that's pretty much all I've got for Bitcoin. The dollar is looking extremely strong. All of the crypto markets, you know, they're looking very weak. I mean, just look at how strong the dollar looks. This is a very worrying signal. So be very cautious. Like I've been saying, I do not plan on picking up altcoins at these levels, only Bitcoin. Also, once again, might as well show my Twitter if you want to follow me at 618_cowboy. That's all I've got. Let's wait a couple of days. Hopefully we hold 29,000. I will keep you updated tomorrow, but with inflation going up, the CPI going up specifically, inflation rates interest rates going up, and the fact that we're not seeing the craziest buyback from 29,000 is slightly worrying. Let's wait and see how it unfolds. As long as we hold 29,000, I remain very bullish on Bitcoin. If we do break below it, we could have a big capitulation wick, maybe a 31% drop. That's all I've got. Don't necessarily think that's going to happen, but I will be open-minded and make sure I do have some cash reserves on the side in case this happens. All I've got for Bitcoin. Best of luck. Hope you found value in this video. As always, Cowboy out. Peace.